Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
So I've been coming to terms that system wars or console wars is still a thing in 2025. It's not as strong as it used to be, especially when I partook in it within the PS3, the Xbox 360 era, the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, or PS1 and 64 era. That's whenever I was partaking in this. And whenever I hopped on X, and I've said this many times before, you still have people that's in their 30s, 40s, and 50s still doing this. Still every day making their first post of the day, hey, this company, I fucking hate them, don't buy even this company, they don't buy games, they eat people's heads and all that shit. And that's over exaggeration, but I'm not lying about people being 30, 40, or 50 years old doing this, which is really sad. And like I said, I've said this multiple times, this happens. And me, on my end, like I show proof, like say if I post something good about Xbox, and because I like Xbox, I'm not going to lie about that. I like PlayStation, I'm not going to lie about that. And I like Nintendo. I love these companies. I love gaming. I love whatever they do. Like, I don't want to see them going away, so I don't really have any type of, I don't really associate myself or make a full brand my identity, because I consider myself as a gamer. Which is most important, which is most people tend to do. They don't really care about list wars. They don't care about sales charts. They don't care about, if you're an Xbot, a pony, or PC gamer with a Y, or a Nintendork. There used to be some really good ones back in the day, but it sucks now. It's really sad, actually. It's actually really sad seeing people still doing it, which begs to differ why am I even talking about it, considering the fact that my shift to talk about Fanboys has pretty much changed this whole time. Like, I'm getting more and more into it, and I'm watching these people just fight back and forth, and I'm a professional shit stirrer myself. I sometimes get called a pony, I sometimes get called an Xbot. I get called a nonce once, I'm pretty sure. But for the most part, I get along with pretty much everyone on this whole thing. Like, I don't make it my whole goal to attack somebody just because they decide to play video games on a certain machine, or if they pay for something, because I really don't care. And it kind of begs the question, because there's this thing that I've been seeing lately, especially when it's talking about Xbox, all right? Anytime there's Xbox news, and you can see this is all over the place, you'll see immediately if, a studio gets closed. You'll see Dreamcast guy hop on, said it's Xbox's fault for some reason, or PlayStation's fault, or whatever. And it doesn't make sense to me. But you also have the people that like to fight with charts. What kind of charts? So if we take a look right here, this is Nib. And here's the thing, Nib, this is nothing against you. I'm not trying to slight you. It's not at all. Not at all. But right here, it's like, look how disingenuous and ignorant these Xbox fans are. For June US sales, Final Fantasy 16 was number 4 in the Xbox only chart. But didn't even chart in all the platform at all. Proves even number 4 on Xbox equals dire sales. Death Stranding 2 was number 1 on PlayStation and 2 on all platform. And of course we have this mighty chart right here, which is very common. They like to use these things. And if you take a look at Nib, like I said, right here, he's got every console here, but he does, when he talks about video games, it's mainly in favor of PlayStation. And you like what you like, right? But some people are quite disingenuous when they talk about any type of system. Let's say Xbox for a moment. He says he doesn't care, and he doesn't like shills or frauds, and he continuously does the same shit that the shills and frauds of Xbox people do. I don't understand why, I myself, I don't understand why these chart wars are so important. I understand we want success with the industry. We like to see games sell well, but I don't really understand why it matters what it sells better on, because at the end of the day, more people get to play the game. If it does well and sells, that means a lot of people bought the game. It doesn't matter what platform. I never understood that. And the bad thing about this, though, is you have people saying the Xbox people don't buy games. I understand that. It's a subscription service. It is what it is. PlayStation has a subscription service. Everybody has a subscription service, and we're kind of moving to a subscription service. And more, like, exclusivity is kind of fading away. It's still there, I think there's still opportunity to have pretty much any type of exclusive games. I think that's fine. I don't see a huge problem with it. Me personally, even though they'll say you're an Xbox guy and you just skewed your opinion because you play an Xbox and that's why Xbox is done. And I'm like, bro, if I cared, I wouldn't have bought a PS5 Pro. I wouldn't have bought a Xbox. I wouldn't have bought a Switch 2. I wouldn't have bought any of this shit because it doesn't really matter to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to buy the game. In this case, was the whole Final Fantasy 16 debacle where it came to Xbox. And for some odd reason, the PlayStation guys was like, well, it didn't sell well on PlayStation. I mean, Xbox. It just didn't sell too well. Who cares? Who really cares? And whenever I call this out, like I'll say right here, I'll say, outside of List Wars context, why is this even a thing to even argue about? I'm talking all sides. All I know is I bought FF16, PlayStation. I bought Dead Stranding 2 on PS5 Pro. I enjoyed the shit out of both. Not just like it's anybody, but wondering why people do this on a daily basis. And it seems like insanity because it's every single fucking day. Every fucking day this happens. You scroll down, it starts an argument over who's right and who's wrong. Why can't we just play the fucking game? I don't understand. I don't understand why. It just seems to me that it's just a way to draw some kind of party line, which it shouldn't really be like that, right? I expect Nib, like I'm sure he loves video games, and I'm sure other people, like even X-Fault loves video games. But I don't know why people waste their energy just because one side does it. And, you know, some people say I'm more intelligent than you, but you're still participating. Because to me, when I look at somebody arguing over a plastic box and putting party lines as if it's politics, I'm thinking, that's not intelligence. That's schoolyard banter at best. Something that's completely outdated and dumb. Something only fools argue about. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what system it sells on. I don't care how many copies it sells. You know, me, myself, I'll buy the game, and if I have fun with it, that's great, and I hope there's more. And I hope more sales do come so there can be a sequel. But for some odd reason, if you guys remember, even if, when having that, you take a look right here, 11% from 2004 to 2024 and 2025. This was the Game Studio layoffs. It was about 11% according to the Game Developers Conference. Newly released 2025 State of the Gaming Industry report, 11% of the 3,000 developers surveyed say they were laid off in the last 12 months. So it doesn't matter how well your game is. It doesn't matter how much money you're making, what your review scores are. Even if you bought the game, it doesn't guarantee that these people get to keep their jobs. Microsoft just decided to go in on all AI. They went all in on Game Pass, which I'm not saying Game Pass is bad because I subscribe to Game Pass. I subscribe to PlayStation Plus. I subscribe to all these things because I love gaming. And I'm not about to like look down on you because you decide you want to wait for a game to come on Game Pass, because to me that's not my fucking decision, and it's not me to judge on how you enjoy a hobby. Shouldn't be. Nobody should really fucking care about that. But for some odd reason, there's a badge of dishonor if you're subscribed to any of these things. And the funny thing is, a lot of these people that's arguing about it are also subscribed to these places. It's a fact. Most of this is a grift. Most of the time, you see people on there arguing daily. I mean, let's even look at Crap Gamer. Crap Gamer. We've seen him before. We've seen Crap Gamer before. Let's see. Everyone was touching that Xbox grass. There's the Xbox grass. People weren't pre-ordering the games, which is, by the way, this is based. They just dropped the price of Outer Worlds. Everything this guy talks about is anti-Xbox, whatever. And there's a lot of these people. And like I said, if you say one thing positive about Xbox, or if you have something positive a lot on Xbox, and you have just happen to like Xbox, you're an Xbox fanboy, and somebody puts you down for that, and whenever you say, oh, you're the dumb one, it doesn't make sense. Because trust me, again, if you're making these type of comments or posts or videos about my brand, and you're fighting over my brand, and there's no intelligence there, Just going to tell you, there's zero intelligence. If your whole life is basically made up of what company you worship, and yes, I stutter, who cares? If you make your whole life or your whole personality based on a brand, I don't know what to fucking tell you. There's too many good games, too much good in gaming, but there's also a lot of bad gaming that you guys are missing out on. And for fuck's sake, if you are somebody that loves PlayStation and calls out PlayStation, or Xbox and calls out Xbox, or Nintendo or calls out Nintendo, all hell is going to break loose and you're going to get called everything under the sun. You'll possibly even get doxxed or whatever, just because you said something bad about XYZ Corporation. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It seems like it's a wasted thing to talk about. There's no intelligent actual argument on it. It's just like, my brand is better than your brand because it sold this many copies. So? Who fucking cares? Like, who fucking cares? I don't know. It's like, well, you care because you're talking about it. Yes, because I have to look at it every day. I love this hobby. Like, it sucks. I was, against, the whole woke, anti-woke bullshit. Like, I don't care about that anymore because it got ran into the ground. And I'm getting more and more tired of the system wars thing because it's, honestly, again, you're not doing anything for these companies. You go out and spend, I don't know, $80, $90 for a game, and it sells 3 million, 4 million, 5 million copies, you're still not going to save that development studio. All that money's going over to the publisher. So these people saying support the devs, most of these guys don't even turn out to begin with or play the games that they're even talking about, but yet they want to compare sales. And most of these guys probably don't even play games because it's an easy grift. Very easy grift. Some of these guys, they always say things they don't really even believe. Take a look at Dreamcast guy. Every video that comes out, he has to include Xbox is dead because, let's face it, he's got to get new teeth. Every 5 weeks, he's got to get them new teeth. So whenever there's an anti-Xbox thing, it's my teeth. I need these new teeth, or I'm going to have to sell my console to my girlfriend for $500, $600, which is stupid, by the way. Very fucking stupid. Which brings me to another thing that's really, really been crazy, that's on my mind, was Ozzy Osbourne just died, right? And there was MBG. I think it was Musclebound Gamer. He posted a thing about Ozzy Osbourne dying, and this was it right here. He actually took it down originally, and it was Ozzy Osbourne enjoying his PlayStation VR. I gotta tell you, I don't see a problem with that, like, at all. I understand because he's a PlayStation gamer. He's a PlayStation centric gamer channel, whatever, and Ozzy Osbourne happened to be on a PlayStation commercial. I mean, the same thing happened to Brutal Legends, stuff like that. I think, did he do anything with Xbox? I'm sure he did. I don't really care. But there's a lot of people like gave him some shit about that. And the first one I looked at, I was like, are you just using this man's death for brand awareness? And I just got to thinking about it. I was like, no, because they used to do this with Robin Williams with Nintendo. Robin Williams was really big into Nintendo, especially Zelda. He even named his daughter Zelda. Jez Corden even, let's see what Jez had here. He posted something the other day about Ozzy, and he got some backlash when he did the Warcraft thing or Brutal Legends on the Xbox, 80% off. I do kind of find that's fucking stupid. Go buy this game using this guy's death to sell a game. That's stupid to me. That's kind of low class. But I don't see a problem with this because here's the thing. I don't know about you. I loved Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne was part of my fucking childhood for all my life for the most part. Of course, like back in middle school and high school, I was super big into the Osbournes. Had a crush on what's her name? Kelly. Had a big crush on Kelly Osbourne. I was mad when she got with Burt McCracken from the U's. I was like, that could have been me. But it wasn't. I was in a band. I was cool. I was 17, 18 years old, being in a punk band. But I don't see a problem with associating something like that, as long as you're not trying to use it as console war fodder. Like, well, Ozzy was on the PlayStation, so it's much better than Xbox. It's like, stop. stop that. So I don't see a problem. I don't see what the controversy is right there. I know, you might jump to the conclusion, and I understand because he is a PlayStation-centric channel and he does console war, but I looked at that, was like, okay, that's fine. I don't see a problem with it. But at the end of the day, I don't understand what's going on with this whole who buys games where. Like I said, I bought Final Fantasy 16 day one on PlayStation. I bought Death Stranding day one on PlayStation. Beat it just this past weekend, which was an amazing experience, which I'm having a hard time deciding what's going to win between Death Stranding 2 and Expedition 33, which I'm sorry guys, I'm probably going to have to use Expedition 33, even though I absolutely love Death Stranding. It's just Expedition 33 hit a special spot for me. But yeah, I don't understand why people waste their energy on this. I think it's a wasted thing to talk about. But then again, this is the internet, and we all have to have some kind of line we have to draw, and we still have to have something to grip, something to shill. And most of the people calling the other people shills are usually shills themselves, just like X-Vault. All the time. He's literally a fucking shill. Sorry, X-Vault, but fuck you. You shill. You shill fuck. You shill bald fuck. Yes, I'm a planet, but you're still a shill fuck. Can't fix that. We can't fix that. I can fix me being a planet, but we can't fix you being a shill fuck. You fraud.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick.